What's up, guys? This is the Living the Dream podcast. I'm Sam, and welcome back to another great episode where we dive into all things blue collar, whether that's climbing a ladder or crawling in a ditch. We cover everything. So how about you go over to the YouTubes? If you're already here watching this, you probably are. Give us a like and a subscribe. Drop us a comment. Follow us on Facebook. We're also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So how about you guys just sit back, relax, crack you a cold one. We'll do the rest. Let's dive into it. What's up, guys? It's another exciting episode. I know you guys have missed us. It's been a long, long time since I've posted an episode. But, hey, I've got a great guest today. He's a man of many jobs, many talents, and I'm excited to have him on the show. We've had some conversation, and I look forward to learning a little more about him. Mr. Eric, how about you introduce yourself?
Eric Mumma, born and raised in Bartlesville, Dewey, Copan area.
Okay. All right. So we've sat down and talked a few times about, the many hats that you wear, and we've talked about on the show before that the blue collar community, most of us don't have just one hat we wear. This man, I don't know. Do you sleep?
Very seldom.
Very seldom.
Very seldom.
Okay. All right.
If I sit down long enough, I'll fall asleep.
Right. Okay. See, so ladies, those of you that do listen to the show or watch the show, your blue collar man just spontaneously passing out is not uncommon. Okay.
No.
We get rest where we can.
Yes.
So let's see. Where do we start?
Well, let's see here. We can start with, I started out with the fire department.
Okay.
About 15 years ago, I joined the fire department, a local one here, volunteer. Worked my way up the ranks and assistant chief there now.
Okay.
So that started the process of, giving back to the community, having a purpose. And then it kind of changed when I changed jobs. I worked at a job for 14 years, industrial painting. And then I went over to a municipality. Actually, it's a city.
Yeah.
It's a local city. Started there, and then I worked my way up the chain of, the ladder.
Yeah.
And I'm a supervisor there. And then back in 2018, I decided to run for a city council spot where I live.
Okay.
And worked my way up that ladder. Got voluntold pretty much that I was going to be the mayor.
Okay.
So
that's how that started, huh? So because that was one of the questions I had in the back of my mind was, how does one get to that level, or is this just a unique situation?
It's a unique situation because where it all began is I wanted to see how it ran.
Right.
I wanted to see the back, the behind the scenes, how it really works.
Yeah, I understand that.
So I just became a council member. I ran. I had to go up for election. I won the election, so I became the council member. I had a seat. That's all I was,
right.
A number.
Right.
Or a ward. They call it a ward.
Okay. So is that like an area or whatever that you represent?
Represent.
Okay.
So got that seat. Well, then some tragic things happened with the mayor that was our mayor at the time. He got cancer.
Oh, no.
Passed away. So then there was a seat open, and that was maybe a year into it. I got kind of asked to, the council votes on the mayor. That's who actually votes in the mayor to the seat. So they kind of put me in that spot. Didn't have I wouldn't say the criteria for it. I was just still learning it.
Right.
But I figured, you got to learn it.
Yeah.
Be a part of it.
Okay.
I want to know the ins and outs. Here's the ins and outs.
No better way to learn it.
Sink or swim. Hornet's nest. Get thrown out into a hornet's nest of some sort. And the town has, every little town has issues.
Yeah.
So I wanted to know what those issues were and how to fix them. So that's where it began. And that's kind of where, in a nutshell, it's where it started. And it's still there. I'm still the mayor.
Yeah.
Been off maybe for 3 or 4 months. I took a little leave of absence, and I came back to the council. got voted back in to the council through election, and then turned around and I got voted in as being the mayor again. So it's all done, you know.
So you're an official now.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. I've dabbled a little bit. I mean, you can see the Blake Stevens. I worked with him on his campaign for senator, and I've played around in politics a little bit and enjoyed the aspect of it because there's a lot that goes into it, and it's always something that has fascinated me. My grandfather was heavy into it as well. He was always county sheriff, whoever was the representative for his district and all of that. He was always involved with the politics aspect of it. So I think I kind of got that from him.
Yeah.
But I've never ventured into something to, you know, be mayor or even council member for that matter. So more props to you on that one.
Thank you.
So firefighter for 15 years.
Yep.
What would you say sparked that interest? What made you be like, hey, I want to be that guy that runs into a burning building?
I don't know if it's about running into a burning building. It's more of, you know, I wanted to give back to the town.
Okay.
You know, give back to the community of some sort. And it's, you know, a lot of your volunteers are, you know, made up of your small towns.
Yeah.
They're not a paid department.
Right.
And we cover a lot of square miles. And I had an opportunity to grow. You know, I feel like my grandpa always told me, if you're sitting still, you're not growing.
Okay.
So if you're actually doing something, and if you fail, that's still growing.
Yeah.
You're learning from it, right?
Absolutely.
So, you know, I had an opportunity. I thought, you know, if I want to grow of any sort, not just do the same thing over and over again, right? You know, do something with my life. You know, I got to go get training, or I got to go get, you know, some kind of school of some sort to educate myself better, right? Well, then that turned into a passion, you know. You know, I did a lot of training, went through Fire 1, went through Instructor 1. Now I teach, so that's my passion now, is teaching. I also, you know, another hat is I teach for a VOTEC school here locally too.
Yeah.
So that's another hat, you know, in the long run. There's 4 hats that I wear in the long run. So
and then father and husband. And,
yep. Yeah, I got two daughters.
Yeah.
Married to my beautiful wife Barbara. So yeah, it's a lot. I mean, but I look at it as a challenge.
Okay.
I look at it as something that you're going to, you know, I'm going to look at as back in the day, I did something.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have to say that I didn't try.
Yeah.
And I just saw a quote the other day, or actually this morning, I should say. It said that every man comes to a point of quitting, right?
Mm-hmm.
It would almost feel like peace.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, that peace is probably given to you because the devil makes it feel like peace.
Right.
So how do you know if that's the right thing or not?
Right.
You know, with all the stuff that I do, I'm torn from one job to the next, or the next. You know, I got 5 meetings to go to, or I got something else coming up, or I got a page that come out, and I got stuff at home to do. So how do I, you know, pick and choose?
Yeah.
I could, you know, drop everything and just do something for me. You know, another thing I did was get into masonry. Mm-hmm. So that was for me.
Yeah.
That's something I wanted to do.
Right.
So that was kind of one of my outlets of, you know, a brotherhood and getting into it.
Absolutely.
So I saw that quote and it hit me hard because there's days that it's like, really, like I could just stop everything.
Yeah.
A lot of people look at it as I chose to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like I chose it. I think God chose it for me.
There you go.
That's my path.
Yeah.
That I'm supposed to be on.
Yeah.
And then there, like I said, that one time, you know, it hits you that, man, you know, I could quit all this, and it almost feel like peace. It really would. Mm-hmm. Like, just relax.
Yeah.
But then, is that true peace?
Yeah.
Is it, because how I'm wired is, what ifs? If I do drop everything and do something different, I'm gonna always think about what I could have done.
What if I'd have stayed there?
What if I stayed?
Yeah.
because I mean I've dedicated a lot of time and effort into all of them, and I don't want to see them, go away. Right. I don't want to see them perish. I don't want to see them, fall. I want to see them succeed. So I'll take that sacrifice of not getting much sleep, and it's kind of why my voice is why it is right now. I didn't get home till late last night, and I didn't get much sleep last night, so my voice is kind of crackly.
Yeah,
it's not there. Never fails.
Right. Yeah, the day you have to speak. Well, see, maybe that was the devil trying to take that chance away from you to be able to, minister to the audience and share your story and share that quote. That quote, that's powerful. It is, because I'm sure there's a lot of guys that listen to this podcast that they're trudging through day in and day out. Oh yeah. And they're like, golly, it'd be easy to just quit and give up, but it's not always about you though, and that's what you were saying is there's a bigger picture. There's your purpose is some people I think find their purpose and don't realize it. And I think that's the hardest thing too. Is man, I had a thought there and it disappeared, but
oh yeah, I've had those many times.
But yeah, I admire that greatly about you.
Thank you.
That it was that's a very selfless thing to do with the firefighting and just wanting to give to the community.
It's an unspoken trust there between everybody, because they don't understand what is going on behind doors, and everybody thinks it's always negative.
Right.
There's always negative things going on behind closed doors, and it's not. It's not. There's a lot of tough decisions to make on all aspects of anything that's going on. So I look at it as I take it with a grain of salt when there's negativity of some sort, and I move on.
Yeah.
It just happens. No matter how hard you try, you can't please everybody.
Oh, that's just, that's
you can't
so
please
true.
everybody. What I do want to do is I want to please the person that I'm serving, and that is God.
There you go.
I'm serving him.
Yeah.
And then, he's the only one that can judge me.
Yeah, that's
the
right.
only one.
That's right.
So guess what? Everybody else, take the back seat, man.
Well, and then I think there's a lot of times that people don't take into consideration that they're not looking at the big picture or other people that are involved in that decision. It's okay, well, they didn't repave my road, but they repaved one that was a mile away. Well, why? Yeah. It was, did they not hear my voice or something along that lines? And sometimes it's just one of those decisions that it was the budget.
Yeah. Well, there's usually planning of some sort that goes on with that. So we take a survey of which one's the worst one of all. Right. We start there, on a road situation or a water line or a gas line or whatever.
Right.
It's, there's priorities. We kind of base them off which one's the worst, and we start with it first.
Right.
So it doesn't cause any damage or harm to somebody, or causes more hate to the town because of financial reasons. If I just keep patching something and keep patching, by the time I patched it 5 times, I could have paid for it done right the first time.
Right.
So no, why not just do it right?
Right. Well, see, there you go. There's a prime example of it's you've got to look at it you've got to look at the big picture aspect of things. It can't just be just right there in front of you. Mm-hmm. So so there's the firefighting, the mayor, and you're work for a municipality as well. So you're serving one and working for another.
Yes. Man.
Okay.
That job, it entails a lot, but at the same time, it's also giving back.
Yeah.
I went to a class about 2 years ago, and it was a leadership class that the municipality or town or city put on for us, and it taught me that a lot of everybody that I shouldn't say a lot of everybody, but a lot of people, individuals want to have a purpose. Mm-hmm. And that's one thing that I've learned in the municipality or city side of things is there is a purpose. Mm-hmm. And it's all about the community. It's all about making sure that it's safe for them.
Yeah.
Right? No matter what job you're at.
Yeah.
If you work in the street department, you work in parks department, you work in water, wastewater, sanitation. It's a job that nobody understands until you're in it.
Right. Well, and it's a job that everybody misses when it ain't working.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's one thing that I would say is probably a lot of what you do is the unsung hero. It's nobody.
I wouldn't. I mean, yeah, it's an unsung hero, but it's actually the same. It's someone has to do it.
Right.
Someone has to do it. And I feel like I have a deal on my deal that not all heroes wear capes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not just a firefighter, not just working for somebody. It's just being a human being.
Yeah.
And trying to do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I mean, it's not that anybody wants to get credit for what they do. It's, more of having the peace of mind that you're doing the job that you've been asked to do.
Right. Well, and there's another thing too, and we've talked about this on the podcast before, is having pride in your work. And I know you and I have had that conversation before too, of just, it's like, yes, it's a job that it may be day in, day out, but did you do it well? Did you do it to the highest standard?
There's an individual I know that used to talk about want to.
Uh-huh.
If you have a little bit of that, it goes a long ways.
Yeah.
So it all starts off in the morning. You got to want to get up.
Yeah.
And you got to have a purpose to go to.
Yeah.
You have to want to go. Well, then you want to get there.
Yeah.
Then you want to do your job. So if you don't have that want to starts at the beginning.
That's great. I love it. That's
I mean, you want to. I mean, if you don't want to do it, you're probably not going to succeed.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll work for a while.
Yeah.
Something's going to fall apart.
Yeah.
You don't show up to work on time. How many times? I'm not going to have a job.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, it starts there. I mean, and a lot of people have forgotten that it's not just about a paycheck. It's about self-worth. If you think about money it helps.
Right.
But I can tell you right now, hauling hay or chopping wood and stacking wood and stuff like that, the manual labor side of stuff, I used to get gratified. It was the best feeling in the world to accomplish something.
Mm-hmm.
Go out and provide for my family.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing that I look at. I look at no matter what I can do for me, it's not about me.
Yeah.
It's about my family. And it isn't just my two girls or my wife. That's everybody. My father and my mother and my sister, her kids, her husband, everybody, because you think about it, like they live in the town that I work in.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm not just helping anybody else. I'm helping my family
Yeah.
by getting up and making sure that the job's done.
Yeah.
We have, running water, or the sewer's not backed up, or the trash is not taken out, or picked up.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a thankless job.
Yeah.
But in reality, it's not there to be thankful for.
Yeah.
What you be thankful for is you woke up the next morning to do it again.
There you go. Yeah. Man. Well, I don't know. Eric, you've wowed me yet again. That is a very, very humble way of putting that. And
I learned a long time ago that's if you do it for the wrong reasons, it's not going to last long.
that is very true.
So if you strive for, recognition,
Yeah.
everybody's all about, I want recognition for what I do.
Right.
What does that give you? A short window of time.
Yeah.
But guess what? Something else is coming up. Something else is coming up.
Yeah.
So that's not what it's about. The recognition goes away. And you still have a job to do once that recognition's gone.
That's right. Yeah.
So what's that recognition do?
Yeah.
Now you strive for more and more and more. Now you're at the wrong reasons.
Right. Now you're just looking for that pat on the back.
You're looking at that pat on the back, and that pat on the back does not get you through it.
Yeah.
That pat on the back doesn't. It helps. Don't get me wrong. Everybody wants to have. I tell my guys, and I try to do it on a a day-to-day basis to a certain degree, that, they do a good job. But you can't give them it too much, because then it doesn't mean nothing.
Right.
If it's just something you're saying and you don't truly mean it,
Yeah.
they see it.
Well, and
It doesn't matter if it's the fire department or if it's the city or me being, the mayor at the town.
Yeah.
If I go out there and talk to my guys, no matter where it is, or girls,
Yeah.
it's, you gotta mean it.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I've learned is showing them that no matter what job it is, I'll do it with them.
That's right.
That's where a lot of things have changed, where you get these individuals that have gotten jobs because of their education or whatever it may be.
Right.
And it may not be the right job for them.
Yeah.
And they don't fully understand the job, and then they expect someone to go do it.
Right.
And then that person knows they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And that makes it really hard. So no matter what it is, especially like on the fire service, I think I told you this last time we talked, is that when you start out with like a yellow helmet or a black helmet. It's a lower, you're just a plugman or a fireman. Right?
Yeah.
And then you work up the ranks to, like, in the volunteer side, we don't have driver or cap, or battalion chief, stuff like that. We have fire chief, assistant chief, captain, and lieutenant. And there may be a medical lieutenant or a captain, stuff like that. So when I became captain for a while, and then I became assistant chief, in my mind, I can't remember the guy's name. I can't remember the exact quote, but he made a comment of, you start out with that yellow or black helmet, and then you move up to a red helmet. That black and yellow helmet don't go away.
Yeah.
You're still that position.
Yeah.
So then you move up to assistant chief. You still have that red or black or yellow helmet below it too.
Yeah.
So if you're that person, the last thing you want to do is say, well, I'm too good enough to go roll hose. I'm too good enough to go fix this or get in the ditch to fix something or get muddy. I'm better than that.
Right.
That right there is not going to go very well.
Well, and that diminishes team spirit too. It's a lot of what I like where I'm at is that we're not just, it's not just this is your job or this is your job. It's we're responsible for the entire plant. And everything that's in that plant needs to be running. And if that means that I've got to drop what I'm doing to go help help you out during, changing out a 100-horse motor or, whatever it is, then we're all in there together. We're all going to get filthy together. We've had plenty of times to where there's been, you've had to crawl off in a tiny little hole somewhere, and God bless America, that is my absolute least favorite thing to do. But that sense of teamwork and not forgetting where you came from. I mean, the progression of the hats is not forgetting where you came from is probably one of the biggest things that I think will impress on new people coming in is, if you can remember what it was like to be coming in there and you're rolling holes all the time, or for that matter, if you're like right now, we've got a new guy in and he's our light bulb engineer,
Hey, we all have a purpose, man.
And so, does he have greater talents? Absolutely, he does. And we'll dabble some of that stuff in there, but for the most part, you've got your day-to-day crap that you have to handle, and you deal with that. And we've all done it. We've all gone through it. And you've got to remember that progression to get, that got you to where you are.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing to remember, that I love that. So we're definitely #want to, that's going on the post for sure. I love that. And, I think, both of us are going through the masonry right now, and we'll keep it brief because I don't want to get us in trouble. Yeah. But, I know that has taught me a lot of, it humbled me quite a bit.
Oh yeah, it'll humble you really, really quickly.
And it's been a good thing to have that camaraderie, and to you have to rely on your brothers to be able to progress.
Well, you saying that starts another conversation, because a lot of the individuals that are in our positions don't have a lot of brotherhood.
Right.
I mean, it's very hard to be having a friend inside that realm.
Yes.
Because then it becomes kind of a touchy area, of a gray area of how far you want to go with a friendship.
Well, yeah.
So then you have to look outside them realms to find something to have that brotherlyhood. Fire department's pretty good. But being a supervisor, I got to be careful.
Right.
You don't want to.
Well, you and I had talked too. It's that perception that if anything happens going forward and a decision is made, is it because you guys went and hung out on Memorial Day and floated around on the boat, or is it just because he worked for it and got it?
Yeah. There's again, behind those doors, understanding sometimes it's not favoritism.
Right. Sometimes it's just business.
Sometimes it's just business. So you got to keep business in your friendships to a certain degree.
Yeah.
So Masonry's helped me with that. Is showing that, it's time to slow down.
Yeah. Yep. Slow down. Have a little time for yourself.
Yeah.
And finding that
there's more than life than work.
Yeah, there is. It's a lot.
There's more than life than work.
Yeah. Yeah, there is. And that's we've talked about mental health on this podcast before, and not in the touchy-feely mental health, but more of the, like what we're talking about right now. It's yes, we have that want to get up and to take care of our family and to be able to provide for our household. We also have that want to have that brotherly, community, the men that you can rely on, and that, sometimes when you're just like, I want to go somewhere that we're not going to talk about work.
Yep. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't.
Sometimes, but
but that's also an outlet, though.
Right, it is.
So if you do talk about work, you're talking to somebody that can relate to you.
Right.
That's another thing. When you get into having conversations with just anybody, some people don't understand it.
Just
right over the head.
Yep.
Right over. So, I don't know what else. There's so much that goes into that. Mental health is a huge thing.
Yeah.
Huge. Stress, mental health is like the number one thing that people do not take care of like they're supposed to. And
men, and we're probably the worst about it, because we're like, it'll be fine, rub some dirt in it and keep going, or don't be so sensitive.
Yeah. Well, think about it this way: you were born in a generation that you had to do something before you could do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I want someone like you were, younger, right, and you wanted someone to come over. Well, you need to clean the house, take the trash out. You need to do this. You need to mow the yard, do this before you could do it.
Yeah.
So now, when you're idle, what are you thinking about? Doing something else.
Think of doing something else, yeah.
So there's never a time to stop.
Yeah.
The minute you hit idle, your mind starts working.
Yeah.
Saying, I got to do this, and this.
Yeah.
And then try to prioritize that. That's a chore in itself.
Yeah.
That's where, you're always supposed to be doing something.
Yeah.
My grandpa, both my grandparents were, just amazing man. My father's an amazing man. He's taught me so much, from welding to just carpentry to, plumbing, electrical work. And a lot of people don't have that.
I know. And that's one of the things too that, and I know this is just kind of a small thing, but this is part of why I started doing the podcast, was because I had two younger generations that started this podcast with me, and it was really fun at that point in time, because it was two totally different perspectives.
Oh yeah.
And me being a millennial, they were Gen Z, I think it was, and
I don't keep track of that.
yeah, whatever it is. But it was like a 20-something. It was two 20-somethings and then an almost 40-something, and we're looking at the blue collar world from two different perspectives, and I was like, you know what? Like we sat around and talked and had some beers and had some conversation. I was like, we should record this, and that was the start of the Blue Collar Podcast. But it was the idea was to help talk about some of the stuff that didn't really get talked about, like the progressing through the ranks. And, there's always those guys that are out there and they're like, oh, the self-help and the best way to get there is, you got to dive in and you've got to do this. And it's like, yeah, that's great as a general realm, but what are some specifics? What are some of the things that you've encountered in a day-to-day struggle with moving up through the ranks? Like, we've all had those issues, and that was kind of what we tried to address, was just the
here's to kind of go on that a little bit. It'd be more easier to say it's a lot harder now, because when you'll go back to like a 5-year-old. What does a 5-year-old always say? Why?
Yeah.
Now I got 20-year-old men saying why.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I look at when you turn 18, you turn a man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's time for you to grow up and be a man, right?
Yeah.
So when you're 20, 25, you're growing up, you're a man.
Yeah.
Time to act like that. When I say something like, I need you to go do this, can you help me do this? It should be, yes, sir, let's go.
Right.
How can I help you?
Not,
that's
something.
Why do I have to do that?
Right. It's because it's part of your job. That's why.
Yes.
And man, I get that, and that's one of those things that's always kind of that bothered me about some of the younger ones coming up, is and so circle back to what you were saying earlier about the reason you got into a lot of what you're doing is because you wanted to know how it worked. You wanted to understand the aspects of it. I don't feel like that a lot of the younger generation, and this is not just me going to slam it on them, but I don't feel like a lot of them have that mentality of, I want to know how it works, or they ask the why rather than just doing it and learning the why.
They wanted it handed to them.
That's
and it's not everybody, not every single one of them wants that. Not every single one of them. No, it's certain individuals.
Yes.
That they want that title,
right,
but not earn it.
Exactly.
So they want to learn, but their process of learning is different than ours.
Well, and that's
a generational thing. It goes back even before our time. I feel like our generation was kind of one of the last generations to be told, shut up and listen.
That's right. Well, my dad always told me repeatedly, you've got 2 ears and one mouth for a reason. You listen twice as much as you talk.
Yeah. My grandpa always told me you can stay, but the noise has got to go.
That's a great one. I've not heard that, but that's one of those. My dad had a similar saying. It was children are meant to be seen and not heard.
Yep.
So you can stay, but the noise has got to go. I like it.
And it took me a long time, and I've not been the same person my whole life. Yeah. I didn't start out, I had struggles growing up.
Oh yeah.
Everybody does, right?
Yep.
So it's not like I've been at this the whole entire time. I think I grew up fast.
Right.
I feel like I'm 60. I really do.
I can understand that.
So at the same time, though, I wanted to have a family. Yeah. I started kind of late in that process. So you have to grow up, and certain things in certain people's lives trigger that.
Yeah.
I think mine was early.
Yeah.
I've always been like 6'2", 6'3" since like the 9th grade.
Yeah.
And I've always had to carry myself in a different manner.
Right.
Because everybody thought I was way older than what I was.
Right.
And when it come down to your grandparents or, anything elderly wise, my father raised me to where it was yes, ma'am, yes, sir, no matter what.
Yeah.
And to this day, that is not there.
No, it's not.
It's not.
I have struggled with that, and my wife gives me a hard time about it because my daughter's boyfriend, I'm just not sold on the kid. I mean, they've been together for 6 months now or whatever. He's okay. I mean, he's not a bad kid. Don't get me wrong. But the yes sir, no sir, the yes ma'am, no ma'am, it's not there. That level of respect for the elders and the parental figures is just not there.
Yeah.
And that bothers me a lot. And I don't, and I try to look past it because I'm like, he treats her really well. He's really good to her and they get along good. So I try to look past some of that, but on the other hand, I feel like I shouldn't, because it's like, maybe it's just one of those deals that like you and I know for myself, there have been different men throughout my life that have taught me respect or taught me pivotal things in my life that have stuck with me forever. And it wasn't just my parents or my grandparents.
Yeah.
It was,
There's plenty of people in my life that's been an elderly, mentor of some sort.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, a mentor that showed me that, yes, this is the right way to do things. This is the wrong way to do things.
Right.
The only thing that I could say on that is that's something I'd have a talk with my daughter about.
Right.
Because then maybe that could help on that end. Say, hey.
Maybe if she says something to him.
Yeah, you go with that route of saying, hey, baby girl, this is what's going on.
Right.
Was he not raised this way? Was he?
I don't think so.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So that he doesn't know.
Right. And that's
so
the other thing too.
Then not just go at this is all. Attack that part of it. Is just say maybe he needs to be taught.
Yeah.
Hey, this is what you got to do. Yeah. It's no different than just now. When I walked up to your wife, I took my hat off.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's what you do.
Yeah. And most people nowadays don't know that.
You just do that.
Yeah.
That's the right thing to do. It's polite. And you don't, yes, ma'am. Nice to meet you, ma'am.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
I mean, if we get back to that, they have to understand the purpose behind it, though, too.
Right.
It's respect.
Yeah.
Not to be inferior or, something that's negative.
Mm-hmm.
It's a positive thing.
Yeah.
You're showing respect to somebody.
Yes.
I came here to have this little podcast with you at your place.
Yeah.
I'm going to show respect.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, and that is much appreciated.
No, you're welcome.
And I feel like that is some of the things that's kind of gotten lost in society today is that some of that just general respect, not respect for authority or anything like that, but just general respect for one another.
Well, that's a good topic.
That may be another episode.
That would be and that's another episode because I think that just to hit on it real quick, it's because it's on TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to leave it at that.
Yep.
We're not shown that.
Yes.
Anymore.
Yes. That is.
It's not today's society.
Yep.
To be respectful. It's about it's your fault, pointing fingers.
Mm-hmm.
And
this is true.
That's where, if that's all you see, that's all you're going to do.
It's true. If it's all you see, it's all you know. Yeah. Man. So.
One thing that you said earlier about the family thing,
Mm-hmm.
is one thing that I could probably take away from the family thing is choose your battles.
Yeah.
I learned that in my marriage of 12 to 13 years. I think we've been married together. Is choose your battles.
Oh yeah.
You're not always right. She's not always wrong. She's not always right. She's not always wrong.
Yeah.
So, there's a saying, I can't remember what it was, but someone said that, the partnership changes 80-20. It flip-flops.
Yeah.
I think that happens in certain aspects, but at the same time, I think it's 50-50 all the time.
Well, so I've heard that. So I've heard the 50-50, and this is something too that I heard somebody counter that one time, and it was like, well, it's not 50-50 because if you're only 50% in, you're not going to walk around with just one pants leg on.
Yeah.
You've got to have both pants legs on. So it's 100 and 100. Yes. And you've got to be 100% invested in it all the time. And then sometimes you got to give 110 or 120 because maybe that other person's fallen a little short.
Oh, yeah.
And then that was a way that I had heard it explained to me, and I was like, that's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah, I could see that, but I was talking more about as the actual relationship itself.
Yeah.
Your guys is like the two partnerships together is 100%.
Yes.
So if you split that 50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're putting 50 in, she's putting 50 in.
Yeah.
However that works.
Yeah.
But there's certain days that's why it's 80-20.
Yeah.
Where is your communication is right there. Like, hey,
yeah.
I'm not 100. I'm not 50 today. I'm not 100% today.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to take up some slack.
Yep.
I'm not. We can get into that to a certain, I guess. Emotional intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge thing that a lot of your younger generation don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't understand it until probably about 5 years ago.
Well, and I was going to say that where I'm at in my current marriage, because this was attempt number 2, and where I'm at in my current marriage with the emotional intelligence, like you're saying, is miles beyond where I was in the first one.
You learned from your mistakes, didn't you?
Yeah, there you go. So if you're not doing something, whether it's failing or not, then you're not really learning. Well, I failed and I learned a lot, but it's like you were saying, the picking your battles, and that goes for anything. That goes for work. That goes for
take that same saying and put it into the yes sir, yes ma'am era.
Yeah.
That's emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
Yeah.
So if you're emotionally intelligent enough to know that emotion has something to do with your demeanor, mm-hmm. or how you carry yourself.
Yeah.
How you react to certain situations.
Mm-hmm.
Emotional intelligence.
Yeah. Well, and as I have progressed with the company that I'm at, I've had to learn that emotional intelligence too, to where it's not the
blow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got to take the emotion out of it. You can't be like, you stupid MF, or what in the hell were you thinking? It's got to be, like, hey, look, man.
Are you okay?
Right. Yeah. Are you okay?
What happened?
Let's
talk about this.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Whole different level of things there.
Yeah. Not how you were raised, I promise you.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. It was that reactive.
Yeah. And then that also made you react.
Right.
So that's a hard thing to come by.
Well, and then you get into, now you're in that leadership role, and you've got this next generation coming along that they were very touchy-feely, very emotional, very, I don't want to say coddled, mm-hmm. but they just, I don't feel like that they were, I feel like that the lack of socialization, like within their friends, has affected greatly the working in.
Well, you lose emotional intelligence that way.
Right. Because you don't have the facial expressions to deal with, and you don't have that interaction. I do feel like my daughter's generation has kind of, like, the FaceTime has helped a little bit, because they're at least seeing each other in the interaction, so they have those facial cues, body language, stuff like that, none of which they probably understand at the time. But not having that interaction in person or anything like that, I think that affects the work life a lot. Oh yeah. And it's,
try not to take that home or not take it to work.
Yeah.
That's a huge thing.
Yeah. And having to teach somebody that didn't learn the way that we did, or that didn't have that exposure. I had a guy that came in to work for us, and allegedly he had training he had some mechanical aptitude and stuff like that, but he was very emotionally sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, you had to be real careful on how you corrected him, because if you corrected him wrong, he deflated.
Oh yeah.
And
he went backwards.
Yeah. And that was a growing experience. I didn't do well at it, and neither did he, to be honest with you. It didn't end up working out. He ended up getting terminated, but regardless, it was still one of those scenarios that I hope that he gained some from it as well. I know I did, because of how I had to train.
That's a emotional intelligence comes into play on that. We have individuals like that all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
The best thing that I've learned so far is we're so quick to judge somebody by what they can or cannot do, right?
Right.
So then instead of telling them at a quick response, say, for instance, you had a guy working for you and they turn around and they're not doing the job. You kind of let it go and you kind of him all around and say something to him. It doesn't go the way you want it to.
Right.
And it goes on a bit longer. Next project, same thing. You don't say nothing. You let it go. Another project happens. You let it go. That's where we fail.
Right.
If we would say something at the very first time, there's trouble.
Right.
To give them a way to correct it.
Yeah.
Because what we've done in the past, or I've done it, I'll admit to it, is let it go. That's the new normal.
Yeah. Well, you overlook it.
Overlook it.
Yeah, and you're like, all right, well, blah blah blah. But
it'll get better.
So you made the statement of judging somebody for what they don't know.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that I like to do is I'll ask a new guy that's coming in, I'll be like, what's your strong suit? What do you enjoy? What do you enjoy doing? Is it working on electrical? Is it working on plumbing? Is it fabrication? Is it computer stuff? What makes you have the want to? And that helps me a lot to be able to guide them and give them something to get them sucked in to the job. But it also helps me to be like, okay, this is what they're strong at. So we'll keep them oriented in doing those things.
Yeah.
But we'll also start dabbling some of the other stuff in there, because where I work at is it's like, okay, you may be strong in electrical, but we're going to teach you some of the mechanical stuff. We're going to teach you some of the computer stuff. And we're going to try and bring you in to where it doesn't matter where you're at. We can all do the same thing. We want everybody on that same level. And it is hard sometimes not to judge people for not knowing certain things.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, too, is if you don't take the time to ask them what they do know, then maybe you're putting them in a position that they're just going to fail at regardless because they don't know how to do the other stuff.
Yeah, that's where I think it all comes to, and also I'm kind of talking around a circle here for a second. I'm trying to think of the exact words to say. Is when you actually get a candidate and they come in, as where I said it at my job, I expect them to know, because especially in your field too, is if they're applying for the job, they should have an understanding of the job, of what to do. Yeah. They may not know the complete aspect of the detail of the job,
right? But
when I go through my spiel, and before they leave that interview, they know the expectations. Yeah. They know the job duties, and they know all that, right? Yeah. So when they come to work and they're late, or they don't have the right proper PPE on, or they stand there with their hands in their pockets and not get in the ditch, not want to learn something, now that's not us. Right. They knew the expectation from the get-go. Yeah. So then that's where the judgment comes in, is because they knew the expectation of what to do and what I'm expecting them to do, and they're not doing that. So then it's my fault for not saying, okay, no, your job is this. Right. Do it. Yeah. If you need help with something, let me know. Yeah. And then if I sit back and let them stand there and not do nothing, it becomes a problem on me. Right. Because I'm allowing that new habit be created. Right. Well, and there's two major things there. That's leadership and communication. And, if you don't properly communicate to them what the expectations are, then you can't very well fault them for not doing what you expect. On the other hand, as a leader, if you have communicated set expectations and you're allowing them to get away with it,
that falls on you. It's
Yeah.
not just them.
Yeah, it
falls on you.
Oh, yeah.
So,
That's where I think I didn't do that back in the day, though.
Yeah.
You know, before I went to this class, I was like, okay, this is what we're going to do. I want you to do this, and here you go.
Yeah.
Welcome to the hornet's nest. Sink or
Right.
swim.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to do that to some people, too.
Yes.
It wakes them up. It's a
Yeah.
wake-up call.
Well, and sometimes too, like and I've had a variety of coworkers at this point because I've been there 9 years now. I've had a variety of people that have worked with me, and some of them I can tell them how to do something, and they can jump in there and do it. Others, I show it, they come in, they do it, and they're off and running. Some of them, you have to let them do it, and they have to walk through step by step by step.
Yep.
And then I've had a couple of guys too that they just stand back off and like they're not even acting, and you're like, are they even paying attention? And you're like, all right, fine, smart ass, come here, do it. And then I've had some of them that have just blown me away. There's a kid that was 19, I think, when he started. He turned 20 while he was there, and just a freaking whiz kid. And it was
Some of the silent ones will get you.
yeah.
Well, and that's kind of where we were talking about it earlier. Is I learned a long time ago, shut my mouth and listen at a new job.
Oh yeah.
You absorb as much as you possibly can.
Even if it's a job that is, and I'm totally in agreement with that, because even if it's a job that you've done before at a previous company or something.
Yes.
And because I ran lasers for 12 years, all kinds, 3-axis, 5-axis, whatever. Pretty familiar with all of them. But it didn't matter. If I changed jobs, I went to that new place and I shut up. And I learned how they did it.
Yes.
And that's a big thing there is you've got to learn how that place does things.
Yeah. And the bad part about it is if you look back at where you just came from, we ain't finding those people. A lot of the candidates we get today don't even have the background in this at all.
Oh yeah.
They came from sales. They came from fast food.
Yeah.
So they've never worked a day in their life in any kind of manual labor at all.
Yeah.
So then you're putting them in an extreme heat or extreme cold, and you're putting them in a very nasty environment sometimes.
Yeah.
And they're not used to that.
Yeah.
Or they're ready to go. They're ready to clock out at 5 o'clock or whatever time that they got off.
Yeah.
And guess what? We got a major issue.
Yeah.
We're staying late.
Yeah.
That throws them into a tizzy.
Yeah. And that's something.
And that also triggers a problem. They lash out. They have a problem. And what do you have to do? Not react to that.
Right.
Because then it just escalates the situation. So it takes a lot to be able to understand that, okay, maybe he's not fit for this.
Yeah.
Have that conversation like, hey, I know you hired on. You're in this position. Is this what you want?
Right. Because this
Are
is
you happy here?
This is part of the job.
Yes, this is what we need you to do. And if this is a problem, I'm not mad about it.
Right.
I don't want you to struggle. I don't want to go 6 months with you and have to have this animosity every single day.
Right.
If it's best for you to find something else, that's more power to you.
Right.
I'm not here to hold you down.
Right. I'll help you find something if I need to.
Yes.
But I'd rather, that again, it's that team meshing,
Yes.
It's like you guys all have to have that same purpose, that same goal forward, and if you don't, then it's not gonna work out.
It's not gonna work out.
And in a maintenance field, or what you do with the municipality is, it's a maintenance deal, and sometimes it's one of those deals to where you may have nothing going on all day. You're pushing a broom for 6.5 hours, and then at that 6.5 hour, water line ruptures, or
gas gets shut off. Electric turns off. Yes.
Or you have a machine have a nuclear meltdown like we had it, literally at clock out time. It was we were all clocking out, and somebody walked in, and it was like, well, clock back in. Here we go.
One thing that I could say, I could see it in your face when you said that was, oh, crap, I've got to stay late.
Yeah.
But if you have that, in this, it kind of went through me the wrong direction when they taught us this. It's about we get to.
Yeah.
It's really hard to tell a bunch of guys that we get to stay late, that we get to go fix something that's going to be a mess.
Right.
But if you phrase it differently to where that we get to make sure the citizens have power, electric, gas, water, sewer, whatever it may be, because they're having a bad day.
Yeah.
We ain't the only one having a bad day.
Right.
Someone else is having a bad day on my end. Yeah. So when I went to that class, they had us come up with kind of I wouldn't say a slogan, but something that you see every day that reminds you. So I put a sign up in the doorway that comes into the hall, that goes into the break room, says, your purpose is the citizens.
Yeah.
And then when you get into the break room, it's in huge letters. I mean, it's like a 6 foot long, 2 foot tall sign. It's mounted to the wall. It says, your purpose is the citizens. And then when I walk into my office, right behind my desk, it says, my purpose is the employees and the citizens.
There you go. Yeah.
So it doesn't change.
Yeah.
I have more responsibility than they do.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm still there for the citizens. I'm there for the employees, to make sure that the citizens have a quality of gentlemen or women that take care of the town or the city or the fire department, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So, and it's really tough for them to all be on the same page.
Yeah.
A lot of people, and I've learned, is some want vacation, some want more money.
Yeah.
And some of them just want to come home and just do their job and go home.
Right.
And that's a really hard thing to battle. That's the number one thing to battle.
Yeah.
Is some people, they love overtime. Some people hate it.
Yeah.
If they've got something planned and they've got something they want to do and it's their week to be on call out, it's a knockdown, drag out sometimes.
Yeah.
For the most part, they'll do it.
Yeah.
But they're not going to do it with a smile on their face.
Right. Yeah. The on-call deal. I've done it a couple of times. Once when I was single, I was like, well, I'm gonna go, get some extra money. So we have an on-call phone and it rotates about about 4 times a year is when you have a week that you answer the on-call phone or something after hours or whatever. So I was like, I'm just gonna keep it for rotation. So I asked all the guys. Most of the guys were like, no, you can keep it. I had a couple of them pay me. Yeah. They gave me a little extra money just to be like, here, yeah, thanks for taking the on-call for me, because they don't want to do. We also have a large percentage. I say large percentage now. It's probably smaller because we've gotten some younger guys now. But there for a while, there was a majority of our team was gray. Yeah. And like 5 years or less from retirement kind of thing. So they are that group that I want to come in, I want to do my job, I want to go home. And there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I don't hold that against anybody. I would love to be able to too. But I have hobbies, this. Yeah.
Yep.
It's not free. I have horses. I have, antique tractors. I have, there's things that I like doing that sometimes I like to have that extra money. So that comes back to I don't have to fix it, and I'm going to try my best to transform that mindset, because it's not I have to do it. It's I get to do it. I have the opportunity. I have the skills. I've been blessed with the skills to be able to do that job. So that's a great way to look at that.
You have the want to, and then you get to.
There you go. There it is. So the want to and the get to. All right, man. I think we're gonna have to. I think we can probably sit here for probably another hour and chat, and maybe we'll just have to do another episode.
We will do another episode.
Fantastic. Well, so this has been the Living the Dream podcast. I'm Sam.
I'm Eric Mumma.
And we'll see y'all next week. Promise this time, if you're late, you're lost.